Ready Check Radio.
Stand by as we get ready to serve up all your news this week in the world of gaming. Welcome to Gaming Gumbo. What's up, Internet? Welcome to Gaming Gumbo, Ready Check Radio's weekly gaming wrap-up podcast. It's Saturday, it's 7 p.m. Eastern. That means it's time for a show. We've got chat standing by. We've got a lot of stuff to cover. We're going to buzz through some new releases that are upcoming, some things that were announced. We're going to go through some movie stuff because Yod's on the show, and every week there's something in the show notes that's TV or movie related, and it's like, hey, it's video games too. All right, fine, Yod, add it to the damn show. We're going to go over all of it. This is episode 32. If you're watching on YouTube or Spotify, head on over to the website there, readycheckradio.com, RAIDEO. Do us a favor. The socials are all in the upper right-hand corner. Click on them, subscribe, turn on those notifications, tell your friends. We're closing in on some milestones. Always nice to have that happen, both on Twitch and YouTube and Twitter. So that'd be nice if you could help us out. And if you like what we do here, make sure you recommend that a friend come. And if you want to, join us live. Join us live. I'm sure chat's going to have some recommendations for our Ready Check Radio OnlyFans account. Huh, Jason?
I was going to go in a completely different direction with my opening, but you just brought it right back to that again, didn't you?
I did not ask you what's up, though. I used the segue to toss it to you in a different way.
Very good. What I was going to say was that if we were doing this show in the 90s, Yod would only be on like once every 3 years because that's how often we got like a video game movie.
True.
He has nothing to talk about.
Yeah. He'd be like, I'll be on next week's because there's Mortal Kombat movie coming out, and then I'll see you in 4 months. I'll see you in 4 months.
4 years is about how often they came.
That's true. That is true.
Like then there was a Tomb Raider movie, and then what? It's like,
Speaking of the artist himself, resident Ready Check Radio artist shaking his head. Yeah,
hey, this time you added the movie stuff on there and asked me if there was anything else. Okay,
I did, because I knew if I didn't put it in there, you're just gonna add it anyway.
and also, if it was the 90s, you wouldn't need an Asian guy. It would be all white people.
That's true. That is true. I guess
Asian guys didn't exist before in the 2000s.
Exactly. I'd regulate
sure
it to
they
like
existed.
Nope. Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon came out in like 2000, 2001. That was it.
That was the birth of Asian people.
That was
Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon? Good grief.
Wow.
Maniacs. Before that, there was not a single Asian person on the planet.
Nope.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure they've been around for a lot of history.
I watched a lot of history videos on YouTube, and there were no history videos. There were no YouTube videos about Asian people before 2000.
Mad Martha's right. China might have a little something to say about this topic. Just a little something to say about this topic.
Oh my god.
Bunch of weirdos.
Yeah.
Oh, hey,
That's why Christopher Lambert had to play Raiden in the Mortal Kombat movie.
And what's his name? With Kung Fu Legend Continues.
David Carradine. Yeah,
David Carradine.
Mm-hmm.
Bunch of weird. No, that's just because Hollywood's racist. That wasn't because Asians didn't exist. Just because,
yeah.
That's why a white guy was freaking Charlie Chan. And oh my God, yeah. If we go back, it just gets worse and worse, doesn't it?
Okay.
It just gets worse. Oh.
Speaking of getting worse,
good segue. Here's your quick update on Blizzard so that we don't talk about it. None of our opinions have changed. If any of those opinions change, of course, we will then go more into depth about it. But since last week, Diablo 4 game director Louis Barriga, lead designer Jesse McCrae, and World of Warcraft designer Jonathan LeCraft are gone from Blizzard. The official statement, which came out after the news had already leaked to sites like Kotaku, was simply that they are no longer with the company. There was no, they were fired for X reasons. They were fired, but we're not going to tell you the reasons. They resigned and left. They're no longer with the company. And if you can imagine it, gentlemen, check it out. Apparently it's not good to work for Blizzard's QA department either. Their customer service, whether that be in testing or answering phones. Now, first off, yeah, great. But second off, QA is terrible everywhere. Okay?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Okay,
yeah.
it is
Yeah,
terrible
yeah.
everywhere.
There was
And
nothing interesting in this report, I thought, honestly.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it is interesting in the fact that there are some things that you might not expect. Yeah, the wages suck, particularly if you're contracted, right? You go work for 3 months and then don't work for 3 months. But
Yeah,
that's like industry stuff. And again, not just gaming industry. Working QA in general, you are treated like crap. And I'm not saying that is right. It is not. It is unequivocally not right. But then you add on to it that Blizzard's already got this other stuff going on, and it's pile on Blizzard time. But in the context of this stuff, apparently, particularly in the QA department, dead naming transgender employees was also a very, very common thing for Blizzard employees to do and HR to not do a little bit about, including, management walking around saying such incredibly funny things as I identify as an attack helicopter. And HR simply not doing anything about it or stalling or anything. So, yeah, it just generally, again, a lot of this stuff is Blizzard right now. And there are some horrible things going on at Blizzard that need to be addressed. But if you think for a moment that it is just Blizzard, you're fooling yourself. You're fooling yourself. And if you think it's just gaming, you're fooling yourself. You're fooling yourself. On the production side of things, if you were looking forward to peer-to-peer playing in Diablo 2, a feature that Blizzard promised would be there in this game that they are trying to hold as close to the original as they can while making improvements, yeah, you're shit out of luck on that front too, because quietly in some beta notes this past week, they said, yeah, we're not doing peer-to-peer anymore. It's not going to be in any future betas, and it's not going to be in launch. And that's for your protection against cheaters. It's easier for us to control the cheaters if you have to go through battle.net. And I know this may be a smaller audience, that wants to LAN party and reminisce and do stuff like that, but it's gone. That's not going to be there, at least a current announcement. So, yeah. Any opinions change on this topic, gentlemen, or are we still, here we go? Good.
Getting a
All
little
right.
worse.
Let's go to actual stuff that could be fun to talk about.
Although this next topic is also shit, but
no, it's not shit.
No, it is shit.
It's not shit.
I have very shitty views on this.
All right, then I'm gonna throw it to you first. Here's
ahead.
what we're talking about, the gang. No segue or intro here of any type. I'm just gonna throw it to Jason because I want to hear what he said, and we'll give you the actual news portions in a minute. But the whole blue box Kojima thing that might be Silent Hills, but seriously is not Silent Hills, guys. Seriously, look, I'm a real game director. In standing in front of my phone tweeting out that it is not Silent Hills, and we kind of felt bad that, like, if it was not Silent Hills, that this company was now I don't feel bad for any of these people anymore.
No.
None of them, not a single one of them. Jason. All right, so I'll let you go, Jason. Go ahead.
So they tweeted out a little thing. Are you ready? We are, and they have a very foggy video or a screenshot. This is abandoned. They have their game name, which is their abandoned real-time experience for PlayStation 5. They got like a foggy face behind it, and they also have a little bit of foggy text just above abandoned. That some people think they've computer, like on Star Trek, computer magnify image or whatever, and they think it says, what was it here?
Welcome to Silent Hill.
Welcome to Silent Hills. And it's like, are they really actually still trying to ride that wave, making people think they're related to Kojima? Are they actually still doing this despite saying, oh, we're a real game dev, and no, we're totally not, definitely not, absolutely not a part of this? And then Kojima himself tweets out something that, what does it say?
Not to mention that there's a figure in the background of this image that is a person wearing an eye patch. Very reminiscent.
I don't put too much into that.
Oh, that's very reminiscent of Snake in number 4. And
but
5.
the guy doesn't trust me. I played the Metal Gear game. It doesn't look like him.
Oh,
It's a guy with an eye patch.
that is totally a stock image. But there is no reason for it to be there.
Well, maybe it's the main character of their thing. Whatever. I don't know.
No, that you can buy that image. Somebody had actually looked it up. It's like a Shutterstock type generic white dude in an eye patch. So it's definitely not something they created and put on there.
Okay. Well, then Kojima himself tweeted us something about that has the word abandoned in his tweet. So again, people are like, oh, it's totally related. It's the thing. And I guess I don't give a bleep about these guys anymore.
Yeah, so remember their project.
Even if they are not involved with any of this stuff, now I just really don't care, and I actually actively dislike them.
Yeah, I do too. Like if you're not involved, now you are just, hey, this is great for us. And I don't think it's great for them, by the way. But I can understand why they might think, hey, yeah, let's keep us tied to this whole Kojima conspiracy theory, and we'll get some free advertising for Abandoned, which, by the way, was supposed to have a reveal last month. We talked about it. It got delayed into this month. It was supposed to be this little app interactive experience type demo-ish thing reveal. That was supposed to come out like 4 days ago now. It keeps getting delayed day after
I thought
day.
The latest,
yeah.
I thought the latest update from yesterday said it was out.
Is it really? Because
the article said it was available.
The update I have from yesterday says, it is
later
live.
Today from yesterday.
Yeah,
so
from yesterday. Okay, so so I had the show notes done already at this point, but it got delayed for 3 or 4 days as it went live.
Oh yeah.
I'm with you, Jason. You know what? If you got caught up in this thing before, I feel a little bad for you. I don't feel bad for them now, because if you're not associated with them, you're playing into it for hype.
Mm-hmm.
And I think actually it's going to bite you in the ass. I think it's going to bite you in the ass because now that whatever Abandoned is never going to live up to any expectations.
No, that's the problem. You've upped the expectations so high that it's connected somehow, and then when it comes out that it's not, people are going to be whatever. I don't care. I'm not paying for that because it's not connected. They wanted it to be connected, and it's not. So yeah, I do wonder though. Do we need the cork board with all the little tags,
with all the yarn and everything?
Yeah,
I mean it's getting there. It's definitely getting there.
When are we getting that graphic? Or are we gonna have an actual cork board behind you at some point? Where you have all the sticky notes.
I got space on my wall.
You're the artist.
But it's got to be actual physical. It's got to be a physical object behind you there, where you got all the
You're an artist.
all the push pins going.
Yeah, I'm with you, Jason. I kind of, if it is part of Silent Hill or something that they're working on with Kojima, then fine.
No, it's still
I
not
do have a
fine.
problem with you specifically saying that it wasn't then, because that's a flat out lie. That wasn't you being PR coy and dodging the question. You flat out lied.
Mm-hmm.
And if it isn't, I don't feel bad for you now because you basically doomed your project. Everybody will be disappointed by it, no matter how good it is. By the way, this company doesn't have a good track record with actually releasing things, people. Like, if I'm Kojima, this probably isn't the company I look to.
I didn't even know this company had a track record. I thought
they have a track record of Kickstarters that didn't get funded, and then demos that were delayed forever.
Well, that was a thing. I remember reading. Yeah, I remember seeing about that when we were looking at them before, right?
Yeah, I mean, this is not the company you get into bed with to go do something like Metal Gear or Silent Hill. I just why? What? So now I don't feel bad for him. I don't.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't want anything bad to happen to him, and for God's sakes, if it's not Silent Hill stuff, don't send death threats and stuff, you morons. Don't do that type of stuff. Just ignore them. That'll be the best thing you could possibly do. Just ignore them. Anyway.
Move on to good news.
Do you guys want to see something that I bought this week?
Sure.
Yeah.
It hasn't arrived yet. Otherwise, I would have worn it for the show today.
Yeah.
But I don't own any Hawaiian shirts, like those floral print button downs or anything like that.
Right.
I don't own any of those.
I do.
And when we were in Florida and we streamed some of going to Disney earlier this year, there was what was it? Tommy Bahama, is that it? Yeah, I don't know.
Something. Yeah.
Johnny Bahama, Tommy Bahama. I don't know. Somebody can chat and show me the Bahama clothing line. Some of them looked pretty cool, and they had like different. Like, I don't want to wear flowers and shit, but that's not me.
Why not?
And nothing wrong with it. It's just not
flowers?
me. Yeah, a man can wear. Dude, the amount of pink shirts I own.
All right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sure. All right.
I can wear flowers. I just don't like them. But I did see like Disney ones that I was like, oh, that's kind of cute. But they were just like ridiculously expensive. Tommy Bahama. I think it's Tommy Bahama. Somebody in chat help me.
It's Tommy Bahama. Move on.
Is it?
Move on.
Is it really Tommy Bahama?
I don't care if it's Bob Smith.
I don't
I'm
know.
wondering if it's Tommy Bahama now, Jason.
Oh my God.
Jeez.
It's gonna be a 4-hour-long podcast.
Jason,
He
is
doesn't
it-
know about
Is it Tommy
Bahama?
Bahama, Jason?
It is.
It is?
Next question.
They make the Hawaiian
He's just
shirts,
pissing
right?
me off.
Why did
get
it
off the
take you
mic.
so long to figure out I'm just trying to piss you off? Anyway, I thought I saw this one. I didn't buy one. They were too expensive. I saw this one online. I saw this one online, so I went ahead and bought it. That is a Final Fantasy Hawaiian shirt.
Nice.
It's not here yet. When it gets here, I will wear it on the
Okay.
show. For those of you watching the show, by the way, we will have a Gaming Gumbo next Saturday as normal, but the following Saturday will be a week off. So just a programming note for all of you.
Thank God. Don't have to
It'll
put
give
up with
us
your crap for
it'll
a
give us
week.
time to look up the Bahamas. It took Jason so long. He was like, "Now you're just fucking with me." All right, let's talk about some new games. This is one that whoops, I meant to turn that off. It is spiffy. I don't need your approval on my Hawaiian shirts. Two things. Elden Ring, I know some people were worried that it was going to be an Epic store exclusive. Jason had speculated, maybe Epic shells out some money and makes it exclusive. The Steam page is up for Elden Ring. Jason's still not convinced that that's coming in January.
But does that mean anything? The Steam page is up? Metro whatever had a Steam page too, didn't it?
Well, that was their whole like pre-order Kickstarter thing was that it was going to be Steam. Yeah, I remember that. That led to some lawsuits.
Yeah, but no, you're probably right in this case. It probably is not going to be.
There's
Epic
no
exclusive.
way you make Elden Ring Epic Store exclusive. I mean, I
Probably
guess
not now,
if the
not
dollar
with this
amount
page.
is big enough, but
Yeah.
I think Epic's got other things they got to deal with right now before that. So there you go, little confirmation. What we're looking at here, though, trailer-wise, is Frostpunk 2 is officially a thing. Set 30 years after the first game for you Frostpunk fans. Now, this was teased a little bit ago, so we kind of knew there was going to be one, but now we've got a little more. Oil is all the rage. Can't fathom the sort of awful decisions and sacrifice you'll need to make in pursuit of getting some more oil. Once led into temptation, we could not be delivered from evil. We did what we had to do. From Frostpunk 2's brief but foreboding synopsis. Jason, did you ever play the first one? I feel like this is one of your games.
I did sort of think about it, and then I got into playing that other one, End Zone, that like post-apocalyptic city builder one. So I did a lot of that and kind of got my fill of it there, and never got into Frostpunk, but it's always been something that's been around my radar, and that's looked kind of cool to try out. Although I did read a review when it was new, and it said it was kind of like I don't remember what it said, but it was just kind of not bad, but just kind of a downer in some ways. Not obviously post-apocalyptic, having to eat people to survive or whatever. Sure, it can be. That can be a bit of a downer.
Well, yeah, I was gonna say, I think going into it that there's
something about some gameplay elements out of that, and I was like, yeah, no, I'll keep an eye on it, but won't necessarily like go out of my way to get it. And now that there's a sequel, what I think about is it's gonna be like a lot of games where you see they put out the first game and it does pretty well, okay, and the second game is the actual one where they get everything right, and that's the one they really build on. They do what they take what they learned from the first game and improve on it for the second, and that's the one that they really explore and do great with. So that's kind of where I think this might go. This might be the definitive Frostpunk experience if you're looking to get that sort of thing.
Yeah, but if you look at it, the focus on the oil and stuff, I think does take a little bit away of the previous game's style, right, Yada? Because that was very like diesel punk, almost
oil
steampunkish type, style.
Oil is very diesel punk, and if it's gonna go that style-wise, stylistic elements in your design and stuff like that, can it still be called Frostpunk, or
right?
is it now diesel punk? Because I had no idea what
There's a lot of
Frostpunk
frost.
was until I looked it up.
There's definitely a lot of frost in this trailer.
There is a lot of frost in
a
that
lot
trailer,
of
though. Yeah,
ice.
it is very frosty.
I am mildly interested in it. I did not play the DLC for the first one, and according to Games Radar, the end of the On the Edge DLC kind of faded out and teased the year 1916. So that's probably the setting for this sequel if they're going to pick up right there. I'm kind of mildly interested. We don't know a release date or anything yet. We do know that it will not be EGS exclusive. Right now, it is slated for Steam, Epic Games, and GOG via PC, and I'm sure at some point we'll get a console release on it. But it is, Jason, I think I'm kind of with you. Like, I never pulled the trigger on the DLC because I did play the original, and while I did enjoy it, I was kind of like, I don't want to be in the mood to like kick a dog all day because it's just such a downer. Like, but it's funny because I knew that it's what I was getting into. Yeah, it's a post-apocalyptic thing. It's not supposed to be cheerful. Another one that I am really interested in, though, that comes out in 5 days. This is one we talked about a little bit. I think it was during either a State of Play or some companies, just dropping a bunch of stuff on a stream, like Xbox's stream or whatever. And that is 12 minutes. So this is a game. It actually features Daisy Ridley doing some voice, Willem Dafoe, James McAvoy, and is kind of one of those you're going to relive the same thing over and over very quickly and try to figure out the best solution to the whole situation. Do you guys remember talking about this?
So
Kind of, yeah. It was very familiar when I was watching the trailer.
Go ahead.
When this was first shown off at E3 last year, like in 2020, this is one of the games that I looked at. I think we talked about it on MMOBomb because I remember talking about this with you then, saying this was one of the things I looked at that looked kind of cool and offbeat that I was kind of interested in. So I've been paying attention to this for a while now. Yeah,
so Mad Martha in chat, I heard a lot of people rave about this, and I kind of get it, to be honest, but the repetition does not appeal. And I could totally understand that. I mean, if it's... So to give you a little synopsis here, right? 12 minutes is played from a top-down perspective of an apartment suite shared by a man and his wife, including the main living room, the kitchen area, their bedroom, and the bathroom. The player controls the husband during these events in this style of kind of like the old-school point-and-click adventure games, where he's free to do various actions. Without taking certain actions over the course of the 12 minutes, the man learns his wife is pregnant, but a police officer arrives at the apartment, accuses the wife of murdering his father several years ago, and in trying to arrest her, knocks out the husband and attacks and kills the wife and her unborn child. The game then goes back and restarts at that original point, and now you can try to take actions to learn that the wife is a suspect, how to prevent her arrest, other actions to find kind of the best result over the last 12 minutes. Otherwise, back and restart the 12 minutes over. But you are never given exact information on what the goal is. So you don't know, is it just, I'm supposed to, maybe kill the cop and we run and we live happily ever after on the run? Am I supposed to find out who killed my dad? You don't know what the goal of this is. It's one of those things like Myst was a lot of fun for me back in the day. And granted, Myst was not this type of repetition where you're playing that, but it is kind of just, hey, do your thing, Yod, and you figure out what the goal of the damn game is.
Right. It's an interesting concept, and the fact that you have to do certain things to find more information, but you're not sure. Like you said, you're not sure. Are you supposed to exonerate her? Or are you supposed to find out she's guilty? Are you supposed to kill the cop? Are you supposed to run? Are you supposed to just let it play out, like it is?
Yeah, you kind of don't even know, Jason, who's the good guy, quotes, right? Or who, in quotes, is the bad guy. Like, is the murdering of your wife, a net good from the cop's perspective because it's justice on this person that killed your father? Did your wife not kill your father and the cop is a bad guy? Hell, is the cop even a cop? Like, you just don't know until you work through this a few times. And you know what? depending on your viewpoint, I could see like the actual point of the game being very different for you than it might be for me, because I read things a different way. And you know what? My wife, she had to go. She had to go.
And what I want to know, of course, is they have 12 minutes right there in the title, so that's the size of every loop. How many do you have to go through to get to win the game or whatever?
Yeah,
to
it
me,
does
it's like
kind of like lead you to the, well, is this something I'm going to sit and play for 2 hours
an
and
hour
then
or
I'm
two,
never going to
yeah.
play it again, or what?
Yeah, so that's a bit of a value proposition for me. I want to know what I'm going to get out of it from that standpoint as well. So I'll probably at least wait until I hear reviews and see what people are saying about it before I think about picking it up.
I think it's
It
one
comes out
that's
next week, apparently.
yeah, 5 days from now, 19th. I think it's one of those ones that's going to be hard to review though, because I
Well,
think this either fits somebody's wheelhouse or it doesn't.
I mean, the concept of it fits my wheelhouse just fine. I just
Yeah.
don't want to spend 20, $30 on a game I do play for like 2 hours. Like,
Right.
I don't know about that.
I don't know. I'm definitely interested. Willem Dafoe is just an absolute just mess. But I love him. Absolutely love him. So we'll see. 5 days. 5 days. Maybe I will stream that next week, because that's what, Wednesday or Thursday? Thursday. So no, I'm not going to stream
Something like
it next
that.
week. What else do we got? Oh, Switch Indie World stream happened, and if you missed it, you've got a bunch of stuff on the Nintendo Switch you can take advantage of. Now, some of these have been released for a while on other platforms. Some of them, even now that they're released on the Switch, also at the same time launched on other platforms. So they may not be exclusive to the Switch, but they were part of the Nintendo Indie World stream this week. I think the biggest on here, obviously, is Axiom Verge 2. I was a huge fan of the original. I like Metroidvanias or search actions, whatever you want to call them. They'll always be Metroidvanias to me. So I loved Axiom Verge. I thought it was incredibly creative and just fit that whole Super Metroid vibe, Castlevania, Symphony of the Night vibe for me. Totally worked. Axiom 2, now released as well. Others on the list, Boyfriend Dungeon getting a lot of attention.
That looks interesting, actually.
Not according to the reviews, but maybe.
Really? I looked at the website and read through it a little bit, and the little preview they gave you, and it seemed kind of interesting to me. But okay.
Yeah,
90% on Steam.
it's got a 6 out of 10 on IGN. So I think like 12 minutes though. Yeah, this I think is
Right.
You have an
It's your
idea
game
of
or it's
whether
not.
yeah. Before you even buy this, you probably have an idea of whether it's yours or your thing or not.
Right. Right.
Plunder
It looks
the
looks very
dungeon,
Hades-like
take your
for what-
weapons on dates, capture the hearts of cuties to level them up. Boyfriend Dungeon is the playful. Wow. Okay, this is on their own website, by the way.
Yep.
Boyfriend Dungeon is the playful shack and slash the world's been waiting for. Kid Fox Games developing Boyfriend Dungeon in coordination with Dating Dungeon fans. If you want to influence the game's romantic directions, peek behind the scenes, or just get the latest news, join the mailing list or follow us on Twitter. Oh, look, here's
speaking
Sawyer
of QA.
Glaive. Likes poetry, social justice, and video games. Dislikes pressure and snobs. Pocket is a cat, but is a weapon of brass knuckles.
Right. With knives.
Dislikes
Brass knuckle with
other
knives.
cats and unrequited affection. Dislikes crowds and social media, shallowness fan clubs, strict rules, cynics. So while this may be fun for some, I'm just going to go out on a limb and say this probably is not for me, Jason.
Oh,
What, are you all about it?
I'd play it. Yeah, sure.
Would-
What the hell?
It's
Yeah,
not-
like I said,
I'll play anything, but I'm not like if somebody gifts this to me on Steam. Yeah, sure, I'll stream it, but I'm not buying this. I'm not buying.
I'm
it.
not buying your Metroidvania, so there.
Oh, Q in chat
Oh.
saying the problem people have with Boyfriend Dungeon now is that one of the characters is stalkery, and you can't opt out of that. Yeah, I would like
that could be a problem.
I would like to be able to opt out of being stalked. Thanks.
Yeah, that could be a problem.
Thanks. Curious Expedition 2 Garden Story. Islanders Console Edition, Necro Barista Final Pour, and Slime Rancher, which I actually had a lot of fun streaming randomly on Ready Check Radio one time via Steam.
Slime Rancher is interesting.
Yeah, it is. I think you're the one that asked me to do that one.
It's
Because
possible.
you saw it on my Steam library,
Yeah.
and when I was like, I just brought it up on stream, and I was like, I have no idea what I'm streaming tonight. Pick one. And I think you were one of the ones that was like, dude, do Slime Rancher. That was interesting. Remember the like malignant slime started eating all the other ones. We couldn't figure out how to stop it.
Yep, it's a fun little thing to figure out.
Necro Barista. Can we say millennium much? Says Mad Martha. What's up, Baron? Welcome. So, gentlemen, out of the list, I think Axiom Verge 2 is definite buy. I almost bought it yesterday, but then I got tied up doing MMO bomb stuff and never got back to my cart. So I am going to buy that one. Boyfriend Dungeon's probably a no for me. Slime Rancher I already own, so that's going to be a no on the Nintendo Switch. And then Curious Expedition 2, Garden Story, Islanders, and Necro Barista. If you're wondering why we didn't do more in-depth on those four, yeah. Because, they're little RPGs or little go do this stuff, and they're indie games, and, maybe they're going to be for you, maybe they're not. They weren't for me. Jason, how's this list break down for you?
Indie games aren't usually my thing anyway, especially on the Switch, which I don't have, so.
Right. So, yeah, that's an 0
Same
for 6.
boat.
Okay.
Yeah.
An 0 for 6 from you. All right, so you got 2 purchases, one of which was already made. So, one purchase. Today is the 14th of August, 2021.
Yes.
On the 18th of August, 2021, 4 days from now, Bandai Namco will be releasing a demo for Tales of Arise on the PS4, the PS5, the Xbox One, and the Series X. Set in a world where the nation of Dana was conquered by the technologically superior country of Rena and split into 5 realms, players will experience the story through the protagonists Iron Mask and Shion. I cannot wait. I love the Tales series. Love it. We were talking about it on my stream Wednesday, I think, here on Ready Check Radio. That was it. We were playing Bloodstained. And Metroidvania. And we were just talking about the Tales series. Berseria, Zillia, Symphonia, like all of them. They're so good. They're so good. Then we started talking about Trails of Cold Steel. But I am all about this. Arise looks like so much fun. I love the Tales series to begin with. I like the kind of direction that this seems to be going in, a little bit different for the Tales series. Absolutely love it. This is not only a day one demo for me, but a absolute day one purchase. We will be streaming this on release week. Absolutely. Can't wait. 4 days till the demo. Jason, I know you're just as excited.
Oh, yeah, totally. Absolutely, man. I can't wait to watch you play it, I guess.
Did you ever play a Tales game?
No.
Not one. I thought you liked RPGs.
I've been into JRPGs for like 15 years.
What the hell am I going to do with you?
I played plenty of RPGs.
It comes out September 10th. So I don't have to wait that long. It'll be delayed.
It's not that long. I mean, it could be delayed, but, at this point, would it be delayed?
Yod, you like the Tales series, right? I can't be the only one on this show.
Oh, I've the wife has Vesperia over on the shelf.
Yeah, that's a
360.
good one.
Yeah. I messed around in there for a little while. Yeah, it's pretty good. It is a lot of fun. So yeah.
You guys are never.
I mean, I did enjoy it, and I'll probably enjoy watching you play the new one.
So the problem is the Tales series are pretty much all on consoles, and I've only recently had access to like a newer-ish console, so that's.
Well, you can get most of them on Steam now too.
Can you?
Oh yeah. Steam Tales series. I don't know which ones are actually there. Here we go.
Tales of Arise, I see. Berseria.
Yeah. So Berseria, $40 or $50. Symphonia, $20. Zestria, you can kind of skip that one. It's okay, but play it one of the others first.
Yeah, but also look at it too, and they mentioned this too in the Tales of Arise thing. It's more action oriented as opposed to like menu or command based, and that definitely screams like 1987 to me, being a
oh yeah.
turn-based thing. Yeah. Yeah. That definitely hasn't been my thing for like 30 years.
Well, no, the new one is more action though.
Yeah, Arise is. Yeah, Arise.
Yeah,
will
yeah.
be.
Oh,
I know,
you were
but all
talking
the
about
older
Zestria.
ones. Yeah, like
Zestiria.
Vesperia,
I'm
that
sorry,
stuff,
Zestiria. Yeah. It skipped Zestiria. Unless you just like the story of the rest, then come back. But yeah, Arise is. That's why I said I'm looking forward to Arise because it's got a lot going on for it that's still very Tales, but it's also kind of evolving that combat in a little bit of a different direction. Love them. I'm amazed. I mean, these really aren't on sale on Steam.
No, like that's another point. I was like $60 still,
Yeah,
really?
50, 50,
They're
50,
kinda-
20.
Yeah, they're kind of
Symphonia
full
you can
price
get for
there.
20. That's worth it. That's absolutely worth it. But I don't know if it's still worth $50 to get Vesperia, Zestiria, or Berseria, $50 each on Steam. And then Tales of Arise is $60.
I mean, at this point, aren't they just all on Game Pass and you just play them for free?
Oh, that's interesting. All right, I don't know, actually. Tales games on Game Pass? I don't know.
Something Microsoft doesn't have?
Tales of Vesperia Definitive Edition, get it now, Game Pass. So that, at least one is, yeah.
Oh my.
Although neither of you do the fucking, why are you asking me that? Because neither of you do the Game Pass either.
I don't know why he's
For
asking.
chat and the rest of the fans out there
There you
watching.
go. He's doing it for them.
Search Tales of. Are there any other ones here? Tales of Arise, and then no, the definitive edition of Vesperia. So that's it. But there is one on Game Pass if you want to play that one. The names
we
sound
go.
like medications.
For 2 cc's of Vesperia and call me.
Mad Martha just said, "Yeah, just did a for the people moment."
Yes.
For the people.
For the people.
Anyway, I'll be playing the demo in a couple of days, and yeah. All right, let's slide over to the movies portion of this.
Yes.
So, did anybody see the Sonic the Hedgehog movie?
No.
Okay.
I've been meaning to,
Yeah,
but I
me
haven't
too.
gotten around to it.
Me too. Like, I actually heard it was pretty decent. Like, it was okay.
Yeah, after they fixed it.
It wasn't crap. It wasn't total crap. So apparently it did well enough that they're gonna make another one.
Yeah.
Sonic the Hedgehog 2. And Idris Elba tweeted this past week. Knock. Hashtag Sonic Movie 2. Hashtag Knuckles. And a picture of Knuckles' hand. Saw it the other day when your wife's family was in town. It was okay. What's up, Tikal? Thank you for the first time chat. Welcome. Not exactly like I would never have expected that tweet to come from that particular actor, Yad. I love Idris Elba. Don't get me wrong. I love him. But I would not have expected that to be the voice of Knuckles.
No, me neither. I mean, it's been a while since I played a Sonic game. I don't think I played one with Knuckles in it, so I don't have a mental image of what the voice should be. But it wasn't Idris Elba.
Yeah, absolutely.
And like you said,
not.
I love the actor. I watched Suicide Squad the other day when it came out, on HBO Max, and great actor, but Knuckles?
It's a little weird.
Yeah, just a little bit. I have to see it.
I mean,
I guess I gotta watch the first one now.
now,
just to-
are we sure here, or is this gonna be like the whole Silent Hills thing? Is he just is it deep fake or something?
Do we need a cork board for this one too?
That's kind of a big grab too, because he's
It
big
is.
right now. You
Yeah.
know, he's very big right now.
Yeah.
That could not have been cheap for them. Like
Well, you know,
that's
as
why
much
I have
as you
Jim
might
Carrey.
might like Jim Carrey and stuff like that, he was a
But
little
Jim
cheaper to
Carrey
get
wasn't-
now at this point in his
Yeah,
career.
he's not like ultra hot.
Right.
So
I don't know.
yeah,
Jason, can
Idris
you
Elba's
imagine
kind of
Knuckles in that voice? Because Knuckles is kind of like what he kind of goes back and forth from bad guy to good guy to bad guy to good guy, and has this like
Yeah.
little rivalry with Sonic and shit like that. And
Yeah, it says he's gonna be a bad guy in the movie. Says he's gonna be a bad guy. Villainous role as Dr.
he's
Robotnik.
at least going to start that way. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
I don't know. Who
Yeah.
would you have had him voice it though? I don't. We can.
like I said, I don't have a mental image of or
Peter
a mental audio
Dinklage.
image of
Let's
him.
let's have Peter Dinklage do it.
There you go.
Sure, why
That
not?
went well in Destiny.
Hey, I liked the
no,
Dinklebot.
you
Okay,
didn't. Come
I
on.
did. I enjoyed
Why are
Dinklebot.
you hosting?
Because Destiny 2 is my favorite game. I hate it.
Yeah, Kinetic, that's kind of what I'm talking about. Knuckles was like all broody and stuff like that, and I just don't hear Idris Elba, and maybe I'll be pleasantly surprised. Of course, he's super talented, so it's not like he can't pull it off, but it's just not who I would have imagined. We'll see. We'll see how that one goes. This, I think, is just dumb, by the way, this next little movie piece. Elijah Wood, you might remember him, right? Frodo?
Mhm.
Nah.
He's done other stuff too, but Frodo.
Yeah. Yep.
He
Frodo.
he wants to see Grand Theft Auto as a movie or a TV show. And initially when I read the headline, I was like, isn't it just every shitty TV drama anymore is basically happening in San Andreas, and it's just like crime-ridden cities with dirty cops But yeah, he thinks the universe of GTA lends itself beautifully to a screen adaptation or a TV show. This is his quote. I mean,
Yeah.
I think Vice City would be amazing, although that already is sort of inspired by Miami Vice. But GTA 5, I mean, the kind of characters that are present within the context of that game very much lends itself either to a film or a TV series that would be amazing. I don't think I agree, Jason.
Yeah, like I said, it's generic guys pulling heists and stuff. It's like, yeah, they had good scripts, I suppose. I suppose the cutscenes were well voiced and the plot was okay, but it's not that special. Doesn't need to be. Plus, please, for the love of God, let this game die and move on to the next game. GTA 6 or whatever.
Yeah, and they've been talking about doing movies in this franchise since like early 2000 teens, like 2010, 2011, 2012. They wanted to do movies in this. And I just don't get it. To me, Yod, it would feel like you made some generic action movie, and you just slapped GTA onto the title.
Right.
It would feel like, to me, more an IP cash grab than a movie about Grand Theft Auto or in the Grand Theft Auto world.
It does depend on how you spin it, I guess. And if I remember correctly, I think that where he was talking about this was when he was doing Hot Ones, where you
you got to eat
hot
the
wings.
wings.
And talk about,
So maybe he had like a problem in the brain because of the hot sauce.
I watched the episode.
Because of the hot sauce.
And because I actually watched the episode before you did the show notes, so it was fresh on my mind, and it was like, oh, okay, yeah. So Elijah Wood has an interesting thing where he actually created a company to make horror movies. He's got a thing for horror movies.
Oh yeah, I love some of his stuff, and I think he does wonderful work for smaller genres. This was just a stupid thing to say, according to me.
But I can see that.
According to me,
I can totally see where you're coming from. But
Mike Byrne, 2021.
If you take a horror movie spin to it as opposed to just an action flick.
What? Wait, now you want to make
GTA
Grand Theft
horror?
Auto 5 the horror movie?
Thriller type.
Okay,
not
take me through the synopsis here.
This is the zombie mod.
How do
for
you
GTA
do this?
5.
How do you do this?
So
Trevor
you have
is a scary dude. I'll give you that, but
you have the main character that gets caught up in this world of crime and drugs and all that stuff, and he's not normally in that type of world.
okay.
So, as with a lot of thrillers and stuff like that, it's more psychological on, what's going to happen to him, how he's going to react to this. And
Right, but then you don't you lose kind of what makes Grand Theft Auto then, though?
Possibly.
If that's the focus.
Right. And like you said, if it's just Grand Theft Auto the way it is, it's not going to work. But as of late, what video game movie actually is what the video game is?
True, but Jason, here, like, I've played multiple Grand Theft Auto games. I think you have too, right? You've touched multiple ones through the years. Like, I'm not saying their plots are garbage. They aren't. But has there ever been one that like you were just riveted by the Grand Theft Auto story
No, some good characters along
enough
the way.
that you're like they should
Right.
make this story a movie?
Like I
I
like
mean-
Nico in 4. That he was cool, but yeah.
That's part of it too. Is that Grand Theft Auto isn't a riveting story-driven game, but it's got some interesting characters. I mean, what do the average people do in Grand Theft Auto? Go jack a car, pick up a hooker, beat her to death after you pay her, right?
I
So you
think
can get your money back.
I think Fracor in chat is right. Make it based off of like streamers GTA RPing. Some of that stuff is hysterical.
I mean, that could
Some
work
of that
as well.
is so good. So good.
So it's there's possibilities there.
I don't think
Or go with
there
your
are.
horror thing.
But-
Call it Grave Theft Auto.
Ah,
I'm not-
got it. He did it. He did it. That dude's a moneymaker right there. Welcome to the writer's room, my friend. Welcome to the writer's room.
Or kind of get a symbol right there.
Right. Hey, Yod, did you end up watching the Monster Hunter Legends of the Guild?
I did.
All right, give us your review. What happened? What'd you think?
Oh my god. Okay. It had promise. It did have a lot of promise.
Well, yeah, it said
I-
Monster Hunter in the title, so it already had a
Yeah.
little promise.
Yeah, I got caught up a little bit in the graphics because
Of course you did.
well the character Julius, he's the dual sword wielding dude in the show. I mean, it's not really that much of a spoiler because if you see him, he wields the dual blades. He looks like he's a player character on a video game because his face doesn't emote right, and like the hair looks like it's like a generic hairstyle that's molded to his head, where you can tell when other things are rendered, even parts of his armor, that they have the ability to do fur and fine hair and stuff like that, but he just looks like he was put together as a player character. And
Nice.
it bugged me.
It looked like somebody hit random on character creation
Right,
screen.
Right, because his eyes and his mouth and his nose and stuff like that, they didn't emote the same as all the other characters. So you could tell with the other characters that they can do it. They can do it well.
See,
But with him-
this whole thing struck me as exactly what we were just talking about with Grand Theft Auto. That I'm like, I love Monster Hunter, but there
Right.
not a Monster Hunter game where I was like, man, this story is just amazing. This is
the
just
story,
fantastic.
the story itself actually felt like a prequel to Monster Hunter Worlds. Because you had the red-haired hunter dude that you meet on the boat in that was Monster Hunter World, right?
Yeah.
The one where you can play with friends.
Yeah, well, I mean, you could do that in multiple ones, but yeah, I would
Right.
assume that
The-
that's
the
the one you're
yeah,
talking
yeah.
about.
Right. The one that had like the Iceborne or something.
That's the one with the
expansion
swords and the armor
recently. The swords and the monsters and the
we-
dragons.
Yeah,
Yeah.
go cut the tails off and.
Right.
Oh no, that's Dauntless. That's Dauntless.
Cute. But no, it felt like it was a prequel to that game because you deal with the redheaded hunter that you meet on the ship. That's kind of cocky and stuff like that, and you talk to him a little bit. So it's kind of his story on how he became a hunter. Mostly the graphics were nice. The dialogue could have used a little tweaking because a lot of times it kind of felt like you were in a video game and you were hearing the little catchphrases that people would say in the video
Nice.
game. So overall it was watchable, but I felt a little let down because it had so much promise, which happens a lot with video
Shit,
game
that's the
movies where
I
it-
want to
it-
see that whenever they have a thing where they show like,
Yeah.
well, here's what the critics are saying.
the
A great
trailer.
great sensation, wonderful show, watchable. Yeah.
Watchable. It's like doing a first look, and I'm like, well, it booted.
I definitely play this game,
The game was playable.
It's playable.
which actually compared to like Cyberpunk, it's that's pretty good.
Ah,
R-
got him
exactly.
again. Got him. We got the reference in. Thank you, Jason. Before we slide over and do our games of the
Yeah.
week, gentlemen, I want to show you two things just to make me scratch my head. and get your take on them. So let me queue up the first one here. These are just kind of, the world of gaming is fun. The world of gaming is fun. This emote had to be removed from Fortnite. All it is a bear hug. It's just a bear hug, guys. Watch. I don't understand why the bear hug. Look, reach your arms out and give the hug. Right. Wait, what? What?
Oh.
What?
Well.
Okay.
What?
I,
Let's see that in close up. In close up. Hey, give me a hug. Hey, what? Wow. So of course the internet was ultra mature about it. The internet was just super mature about it. Epic did go ahead and issue refunds and go ahead and take that off.
But who hasn't done something like that with some emote in some MMO?
I mean,
I thought you were going to say who
yeah.
hasn't accidentally crotch hugged somebody in real life.
That's never an accident for me.
And then we have from the Halo universe, the bots apparently have figured, like, this is during beta, player view, going after a bot. Here comes the bot. Throw a little grenade in there. Bot comes around. Bot gets the best of the player. And then what happens? I think the video froze. Aw. What happened, video?
What?
I think my video froze.
Oh, no.
Is it playing for you?
No, I don't see
it's
it.
frozen.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's-
mine was delayed, so I'm only seeing it now.
Aw.
Yeah, it's frozen.
No.
Oh, it didn't get there.
No.
It did not get there.
What is going on with the video?
Your whole climax just stopped.
No. I don't like it. Here, let me try reloading it. See if that does it. Player, grenade, recapping. Player dead. Here comes the bot. Yeah, buddy. Yeah, get some. Bot gotcha.
They're learning.
The bots have figured out how to teabag.
Except they haven't.
Except they really
Terminator
haven't.
begins.
Damn you, Skynet. This is what you taught them. Anyway, 343 Studios did actually have a comment about that said, we don't have explicit programming that tells the bots to teabag or taunt you in any way. We never want to punish learning, especially not by having bots engage in behaviors that a player could feel is exclusionary. The bots are meant to be welcoming and fun for players of all skill levels, and a feature designed to taunt a player would oppose that goal. They said that this is actually a hiccup with the bot's transversal programming. If that happened to be observed shortly after a kill near a player's body, it could definitely feel like intentional behavior. In reality, the bot was just struggling to go up the stairs, and it caused the bots to leave the ground for an imperceptibly brief moment, then play the landing animation, in this case, a slight crouch. But yeah, again, the internet was very mature about this one.
Oh, of course it was.
Yeah, and said, that's okay. That's okay. Let's slide over and do our games of the week. I'm going to go first since Axiom Verge 2 came out, and I haven't played it yet because I didn't hit buy yesterday when I was in the cart because I was doing shit. I do want to go ahead and recommend Axiom Verge, the original. You can pick it up for very, very cheap right now. Of course, there's like a little collector's bundle, particularly if you want to play it on the Switch, but you can just pick it up. A fantastic search action, Metroidvania, whatever you want to call it, type game with some great weapons, some great guns, great story, great art, great music made by one person. I can't speak highly enough about it. It is a little bit older, so you can catch it for pretty cheap right now, and then go ahead and support it by buying the sequel. But my recommendation for the game of the week is going to be Axiom Verge. We're going to go to the other two gentlemen and get them to recommend a game for you. Could be something they're playing right now. They've played something time in their life, or maybe they've never really played it at all, but they think they should, and they want to recommend it to you. In the comments, you got to let us know who gave the best recommendation, either on YouTube or on ReadyCheckRadio.com. And you know what? While you're down there, let us know how you would make GTA 5 a TV show
movie.
or a movie. Jason, what do you got?
I'm going to give it to the Turing Test, which is a clever little
Ooh.
first-person puzzler that I played about a year and a half ago. Streamed, I think, the whole thing of it. Took like 8 hours something to get through, so it wasn't too long. Bought on sale. It's like $20 normal, but getting $20 for 10 hours. It's like, but yeah, it's a neat little puzzle where you're playing as an astronaut on one of the moons of Jupiter and have to figure out, what's going on, how have we gotten to this point, and what's the whole plot of everything. And you do little puzzles, like a lot of them are almost Portal-esque in a way, without actual portal. I might actually have portals. I don't remember, but you have to figure out how to traverse the room by putting stuff in various places and whatnot, and attaching power and so on. So, good little fun thing to try out. Neat little mystery.
Yod.
All right, I'm going to make a little callback to this week's Relic Grind and say Tomb Raider, the game where it's a reboot and you are playing Lara Croft before she is a badass dual gun wielding, awesome
Badass
badass relic hunter, and she's trapped on an island and you got to build up your skills from scratch. It was a lot of fun.
There you go.
And it was the first game I got on PS4.
Turing Test, the newer newer Tomb Raiders, or Axiom Verge, the original. Let us know in the comments. Chat, don't go anywhere after the show. We'll go dead for about 15 seconds, but then we'll be coming up live with Torchwick, who will be streaming. How are you, sir?
I'm doing good. What about you?
I can't complain. Nobody listens. What are you playing today? Are we still in Vagrant Story, or have you finally given up? Because you are saying you're not enjoying that game.
I'm too stubborn to give up, so we're still playing Vagrant Story. It's getting a lot more tolerable when I know what I'm doing, though. I'm actually having fun again.
So by looking a little stuff up, you've managed to capture the fun a little bit. So if you like PS1 classics, Vagrant Story, Torchwick will be streaming that next on Games Older Than Me. Have you given any thought to what is next?
So I always have a list of games.
Yeah.
Just in case something ends early for it's not working or I just do give up. Right now, the ones I'm looking at are I might go back and do Dark Souls or some of the early Legacy of Kain games.
Ooh, yeah, Jason. He needs to play some Legacy of Kain and get schooled. Get schooled a little bit. Learn about Nosgoth. Learn about what you missed in a multiplayer game nobody asked for. Except Jason ended up loving.
Yeah, no, my bad.
Of course, we will be back next Saturday with Gaming Gumbo, but not the following Saturday. So join us next week, Saturday, 7 p.m. Eastern, for another show. Until then, Yod, where can everybody find you?
Yada Artworks on Twitter, Yada Artworks on Facebook, and right here on Gaming Gumbo.
Jason.
On Twitter at Winter Informal, streaming at twitch.tv/JasonWinter.
I'm Mike Byrne. You can follow me right there at MagicMan1, but more importantly, follow at RC Radio, RAIDEO, and we'll tweet at you every time we go live with a show or a streamer. Until next time, stay safe. We'll see you on the servers.